Liam?
There better not be spiders in your bed.
That's weird.
Because I just saw one.
I'm thinking you imagining things.
It was under your pillow.
Oh, what the fuck? It was not.
Don't
your
freak
dirty,
out.
filthy fucking mouth.
Welcome to the Backpost Podcast, in partnership with U3 Network and powered by the 8-Bit Nation. And now, your hosts, Shade, Bacon, and the owner of the league, Pitch.
How's it going, 8-Bit and U3 peeps? We're back after an exciting week 4 of games. We're looking forward to week 5. Sadly, we're missing Pitch this time, but I'm back. Pitch is sick, but I have Bacon, I have Ben, and we have Mr. Liam with us today. How's it going, boyos?
It's going.
What up?
Yeah, it's going real good. And this is Shade returning to the podcast. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been nice. I was out there in Yellowstone and Colorado doing my thing.
Making moves, which we're going to talk about later, yeah?
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You guys been holding down the fort pretty well?
Absolutely, man.
So while I was gone, week 3 happened and we didn't review it because of the vacations, right? Of 4th of July.
Yeah, you being on vacation and having just got back, and then the 4th of July, we took the week off.
It's always good. Keep the people wanting more. So we'll go into week 3 for everybody, and
Welcome back to the week's review, where we dive deep into the latest news and highlights from the competitive world of the U3 network.
Bacon, you said you watched a lot more of week 3 than you have of week 4, so dive into it, because I didn't watch much of week 3.
Absolutely. We'll breeze through week 3 a little bit since that was longer in the past. Chicago with the 3-0 over London. Kind of surprised it went in a sweep, but that's Chicago. They're powerful, yeah?
Sure
I'm not too surprised. London was missing Banks, I think, and their sub, so they had to get a 1-day.
Oh, look at the insight from the young Liam. All right, appreciate that. Then it takes us into Death Valley against Monterey, which Death Valley took 3-1. Little surprised just looking at the rosters on paper, but Death Valley's kind of been steamrolling so far this season.
Code is a dude.
Monterey's trash.
Dang. Don't be sleeping on the Sleepy Sharks, Liam.
Yeah,
I am.
you sleep on him too long, I'll give Ko your phone number. He's going to harass
Shiver me timbers.
you. Shiver me timbers.
Weird.
That is weird. I'm not going to give Ko your phone number. That is weird.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Our next game there was Las Vegas taking it 3-2 over Phoenix. And this was prior to some of the other moves Phoenix has done that we're going to talk about. But this was a very solid series. Good showing by Vegas and getting a much needed win early in the season. No other insight on that game. All right. We'll move on to Alaska and Florida. This was another great series and a huge victory for Alaska, taking it 3-2 over Florida. I have been critical for the better part of a month now about the Shepskis, and they finally put it together. We got really the first good showing from Nate Dogg and KX, and big ups to them getting that win.
They were pretty proud of themselves, too, weren't they?
There's a really drunk guy outside.
I called it on it.
The first and the last time we have a 12-year-old on the podcast.
He had mixed match shoes, no shirt on, was holding beer, and he was like stumbling and rumbling around.
Okay. Can you give us your opinion on the Shepskis?
Oh, they're trash too.
They won in week 3.
Oh,
That's what we're talking about.
Who'd they play?
They beat Florida.
What? kicks, and Nate Dogg still don't have anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that team's really good. They just had to keep it putting it together.
Yeah, it's a grind over there in Alaska. We finally got to see the debut of Conceptor in our next series, Detroit against Philly, and Detroit finally looked the part, sweeping Philly. That was massive. It shocked me because we were on the heels of getting beat by Philly as Yellowstone. Thought Philly was going to come in and kind of handle business with Detroit, and they get swept. That was huge. So, real quick point on Detroit. At full strength, is Detroit a contender? With Dinks and Conceptor? Ben?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Just no. Okay. Liam?
Personally-
Not talking about people out the window. What?
Okay, but I think they could be a contender, but Conceptor's availability. Actually, I did hear he got a new job, so might be better.
So are you telling us that, his availability might be peak now for the league?
I heard from somebody that he quit his job and got a new job with better availability.
Bro,
But,
what a guy. Changing career paths just for you three.
Yeah.
Go
I mean,
Conceptor. All right. Ben, this next game, it was yours. Tuscaloosa picked up their first win in Week 3, taking it 3-2 over Fayetteville, and this was a surprisingly competitive series. And Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys were down 2-1 in this, correct?
No.
Let's see. No.
No?
They went up 2-0.
Oh, you guys
won
tried to
the first-
fumble. That's what it was.
Yeah. We were trying to fumble. It was honestly, you could have read it out of a book, like the way things happened. We went up 2-0, and then they came back, won the next two games, 2-2, and then in Game 5, they're up 1 with 11 seconds on the clock on kickoff, and we score a 0-second goal, put it in overtime, and then score for the win. It was it was all calculated. If you ask me, we wrote it out. It happened
Right.
how we wanted it to. But they came out a lot better than what I thought they were. They came out strong, ready to play.
Okay, yeah, Fayetteville's looking tough, and we'll talk about them again in Week 4. This brought us into another absolutely beautiful series. Liam, this one's personal for you. Dayton taking it 3-2 over Alcatraz, handing Alcatraz their first loss on the season, and Liam scoring his
2 goals
officially first goals of U3.
Oh my goodness.
of U3, yeah.
Like you
Earned goals.
earned goals, yeah. Like you scored back with the old name that we don't talk about, but it was, there were questions around the goal. But this time, this series, you came out and slotted 2 and picked up 2 wins with you being the
Hey.
sub out there.
Yep. We beat him game 1 when they barred him, and then not sure how, but we pulled through, won game 2 against their main roster. Then we were like, okay, we have to win this now. Then I go in game 3. I'm like, all right, if we lose this, defense will finish it out. If we win, then that's perfect. So we lost, and then that goes from there.
Yeah,
Game 5.
yeah. Defan came in and you guys dropped game 4, but the team iced up and closed it out in 5. So that was it was a really fun series to watch. If it's still
Yeah.
up on
It
VODs
was
and y'all,
shocking.
yeah, if y'all didn't get a chance to watch that one, go back and watch that. Very exciting series both ways. A lot of talent on
Yeah.
those rosters.
I'm pretty sure game 1 and game 2 were both in 1 goal, and then game 3 we only lost by 1 goal. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, very close series. But GG's. This brought us to our next game, which everybody's favorite topic. It involves the corn.
It's cold. I've been closing eyes, been had to choose.
Jesus
But
Christ.
yet again, they're on the losing end. They fell 3-1 to Atlantic City. This series went about as expected. I could peg the corn to probably take a game from almost anybody, but I don't think they're enough to be able to take a series at this point in time. Yeah, I don't know. I know Boomer's on the corn train. Everybody else, you guys here? How we feeling about
Gamer,
Corn?
bro.
No.
No.
Not no.
That's
Not riding on the train.
Shit name, shit mascot, shit team.
that's nose across the desk on the Corn. Be curious to see if they make any other changes. But speaking of also teams I think might make a change, brought us to our next game. We had a surprise here, 3-2 victory, Long Island over Xenia. This handed Xenia their first loss on the season. And Long Island finally kind of looked the part. We've talked on here about questions on whether or not Kilo will make moves. Lil Melo's been playing out of his mind. Statistically, he's way up there in most categories. So kind of thought that maybe Kilo would do something with Louis, but they got a win in week 3. It was impressive. Liam, your last season player, Busy, taking his first loss on the season. How we feeling?
I think this was just unlucky for Xenia. Probably just wasn't locked in or didn't warm up or something. I don't know, but I think it was just unlucky.
That's an L. And speaking of L's, we move on to our next one. Jacksonville 3-0 sweep over the San Francisco Apes. The fall of the Apes continues. Ever since we had Doggo on here talking about them being his one. And we contested it. Here on the podcast, you can go back and listen. I contested it. Doggo said it with his chest. And, at this point in the season, San Fran's sitting 0-3. That's
rough.
And
That's rough.
The 3-0 sweep, it hasn't even been good series. That's just tough.
They play High Rollers tonight for week 4.
That they do.
Yeah.
And rounding out week 3, another absolute shit series. Mexico City with the 3-0 sweep over my Yellowstone Wolfpack. This was an abomination of a series. We only scored 1 goal. Couldn't get in rhythm. We can't shoot. That's the Yellowstone credo at this point. We're going to get the t-shirts made. We can't shoot.
We put it to the side.
Yeah, put it to the side. What'd you say, Liam?
Arthur's 3 for 35, just saying.
Hey, don't talk about my guy, bro. But yeah, that's that's a tough one. But we go next, and Shade, that brings us into week 4, my man.
Welcome back to the week's review, where we dive deep into the latest news and highlights from the competitive world of the U3 network.
Yeah, week 4 has been popping. It's been fun to watch all these. I think, what was it, 2 days ago we had 4 games go off?
5. We had a quintuple header on Friday night.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was like watching a day on RLCS. It was wild.
It really was. Poor Doggo and Pitch. Doggo cast it up until he had to play, and then Pitch took over. It didn't sound like Pitch was feeling well then, so I'm really not surprised that he had to back out today.
Well, when you have 3 of your casters on the same team, that makes it hard to do things, because they need at least a game to warm up. So
we really screwed up. And if you're listening to this right now and you think you got the chops to do some casting, reach out to Doggo. He can
get on the stream team.
Yeah, he can get you set up with everything. Get it linked to the U3 channel. Get you whatever you need to make sure everything is copacetic. Just reach out to him. Get you guys in there. We have had some other people cast. One of the games, I think it was week 3, Patty casted.
Yeah.
That was a shocker.
Which game it was.
I didn't even know he was
That's my
interested.
game.
Oh, was it yours? Okay.
Pretty sure it's against Alcatraz when it was Boomer and Doggo.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. And Patty did a great job going through it, but stepping up to the plate to get it done. That was awesome. So I want to see more people. If you're interested in it, get up with Doggo and get you taken care of.
Anyways, for week 4 in the review, we start out with Dayton versus the Corn.
It's cold. I've been going lost in Hampton.
And Dayton let it slip a little bit and let Corn take 2 games in this one.
Yeah, Liam, listen. You make a fool out of me because I talk about the Corn taking 1 game. How do you come out and beat the undefeated Alcatraz Anarchy, and then you come out and have to go to game 5 against the Corn?
Alright, well, Corn's team currently, They're some good people, I must say. Pigeon is a great compliment. Pigeon's a good compliment to Ezio,
That's true. We didn't
and
talk
then
about the pigeon head.
and then I mean Panda's demos. I don't know, but hey, we still won. A win is a win.
That is a good point. Yeah, there were some transactions between week 3 and 4. One of which was Terrence going non-playing and signing Pigeon. So that does definitely change what Corn put on the pitch. Ezio, Pigeon, and Pickcop. That's massive because Pickcop himself is up there in a number of statistical categories, more so than Ezio. So Pickcop has really been what has driven the offense on that team. So adding somebody like Pigeon, Piggy
Don't
on.
talk about them too much. We'll talk about them later.
Oh yeah. Move along.
We got Florida versus Long Island. Long Island showing them true selves again with a 3-1 loss to Florida.
This season, this series shows what this season has been thus far. There's quite a bit of chaos even early on. When you're going from week 3, Florida dropping the series to Alaska, giving Alaska their first win, Long Island getting a very crucial win over an undefeated Xenia, but then they come out and it completely flips. Florida 3-1s Long Island. I don't know what to make of some of these teams. I don't know what Kilo's got going on there, why they can't put it together week in and week out. But big dubs for Florida. Our boy Unfo.
I think Long Island. I mean, they seems like they're very inconsistent, saying that they beat an undefeated team and lost to a different team. So really, what I think they need is probably just more practice together, getting to know each other, how they play, all that.
Kilo's just dog water.
We had Phoenix after them dropping in week 3, picking up a win versus London with a sweep.
This is our new look Phoenix. We'll talk about the transactions later. London's another weird team. I really thought they were super strong with Sweezy on the roster there, but they're having some consistency issues as well. So
They had to get another one day this game as well. So Banks doesn't know how to schedule, I guess.
Yeah, is what it is.
Then we had Xenia. We were kind of worried there might be a Xenia forfeit for this one.
Per the years.
So,
Hi, Smurfy.
so we were sitting there waiting for this to see if it was actually going to happen. But Xenia comes out and punches a shark in the mouth. 3-1 over Monterey.
That they did. These games were competitive.
They were,
and
for
until
the most part.
until they weren't, and then it's silly goals that Busy and T-Mac, or not T-Mac. Well, no, even both ways. It's silly goals both ways. We kind of saw some defensive lulls from both teams, but then it goes in favor of Xenia when it starts rolling downhill. Xenia capitalized and edged out that series 3-1. So kudos to them. Tough series. Monterey at this point in the season, I know there's no way they mix up that roster unless Jay's cooking something on the back end again. But I don't know. They're not finding their footholds so far in this season.
We had Tuscaloosa playing Philly and Ben. You guys found another one, 3-2.
Yep, that's right. Roll Tide. Yeah, we
We're
went
going
up.
to bleep that out.
We went up. We did the same thing versus Fayetteville. We wrote a script. Okay, we're going to go up 2-0, and then we're going to try to go to game 5. So that's what we did. Honestly, we could have taken it in a clean sweep, but we wanted to make it interesting for the E3 community because it's not fair to them.
I appreciate it.
And man, the only thing I really got to say about Philly is pitch. Be better.
This was a little bit of a tough one for Philly. They had to get a 1 day. No B. Bruce and no M. Leon this week. So pitch had Chromie Black play, who's an A tier that's been sitting in free agency. So kudos to them for being able to step in and help this team take 2 games from Tuscaloosa. But yeah, the tide kept rolling, and that's 2 in a row for Tuscaloosa.
Tommy Black actually played very well in that series with not playing with them at all.
It wasn't terrible. It was that's one of them teams. Well, if you put Crummy Black in the mix, that if you keep pressure on them, they're spotty on the defense. So like if you get pressure on them, and they're going to open up the field eventually from the overcommits.
Absolutely.
Chicago, Fayetteville, 3-2 in favor of Chicago. We tried to jinx them by picking Chicago.
We did, but series of the week thus far, potentially.
It was great.
Fayetteville, God, we've talked our shit about Fayetteville. And they didn't have girds. So this was the Patty show, which we haven't talked about because Patty got traded to Fayetteville. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. They didn't have girds, and they went up 2-0 on Chicago. We scrimmed Chicago before this, and they absolutely pushed our shit in, for the most part. But so then we're playing another scrim, and Liam, you're like, "Hey, Fayetteville's up 2-0." What? And Chicago had enough of that. Reverse swept them.
Chicago's just bad.
Well, they're clearly not. They won.
No,
Undefeated.
they're still bad.
No, this new Fayetteville team is putting it together, and they're about to surprise everybody. They're about to put it all together, and they're gonna start whooping something.
Chicago won't be undefeated after this. Not after this week.
Okay. We know you play Chicago next week. We'll get to that later. But yes, acquiring Patty, so Gerds, Patty, and then whoever's filling in, that puts Fayetteville on the radar. They can definitely compete. We know Patty's a guy. We know Gerds is a guy. So big ups to them. That was maybe a little bit of a confidence booster for Fayetteville. See if they can carry that into week 5.
Death Valley sweeps Jacksonville.
I don't know what to make of Jacksonville. With Nels and Scythe on roster, this team should not be getting swept. But it's Death Valley. That's right now. They are a steamroller.
Looking to run it back to the championship, are they?
Fuck you, red guy. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you, red guy.
We had the birthday Boomer. Today's his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Boomer!
Happy birthday, Boomer!
We had his team go against Atlantic City, and they pulled it out in Game 5.
This was a scary series for Alcatraz. I definitely thought Atlantic City had the better of them, but when you got Doggo on roster, it's never over till it's over, and yeah, it showed.
I didn't get to watch it. Was it a Doggo takeover?
A little bit. I mean, that's I thought Breezy stepped up a little bit. Boomer had a solid series, start to finish. I know that they haven't gotten to play with Breezy outside of games as much, and I think that lack of chemistry is showing. And we've scrimmed Atlantic City or Alcatraz, and it's at the point where there's not really a difference between their third and their sub, like when we are on the other side of the pitch from them. It's almost harder when Bard's over there. So, I don't know. But it came together for the league game, and, I mean, they pulled it out. I love watching Atlantic City play and watching Doggo figure that out. It was a great series.
Yeah, it's got to be scary for Boomer as a manager after dropping a game and then having a close call like that after, being a dominant team like that. It's got to be a little worrisome. So
big time.
But he's not making any trades.
He's not making trades.
Not making trades. He said he was getting nervous. I can't remember when I was talking to him last night or the night before. He was just like, I'm just scared of things turning out to be like last season. We don't have a fucking game.
Like he's 3-1 and he's scared of it. He's already won more games this season than they won last season. Like it's okay, Boomer. It's okay, Boomer. You're doing it.
We got the Aztecas versus the Shepskis here. And Shepsky's did not show up to the game. They got swept.
Brought Shepsky's right back down to earth. And I want to point out, this is the 4th straight week that Mexico City has only been involved in a three-game series. They got swept week 1, and they have swept their victories in week 2, 3, and 4.
Something they would
Wow.
like the league to remember is the last 2 weeks now, they've only given up 1 goal in each game.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that for week 4. I haven't seen the stats on that yet. They only gave up 1 goal to Alaska.
You didn't see them talking about it in general?
No.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, one person was.
Yeah, Lemon.
Other
Sure.
people were telling that person to stop talking.
That makes sense. So that's crazy. That's Mexico City is dangerous. My God.
Can be if they replace one person.
Fuck you, Lemon.
Just kidding.
Nah, fuck you, Lemon.
It's not
I
good.
love you, Lemon.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay.
All right.
Weird.
Well,
Moving on.
yeah, that's we still don't have clips because we had a guy bail on the league randomly, but I do have a player of the week for both week 3 and week 4. Week 3, biased, suck it. I'm gonna give it to Liam.
Let's go.
I think it's important to continue to highlight subs. Overall, when you look at win percentages, teams tend to suffer when a sub has to come in. That's why a lot of teams play their sub game 1. They don't have a fear of dropping game 1. They think their starting roster can bring it back.
Is that why you play me game 1?
Yes, sir. Listen, we win games with you too, bro. And just like this, Dayton came out and Liam won 2 games against arguably one of the best teams in the league.
So shocked.
One of which was the starting roster for Alcatraz. Got those goals to help contribute and help take some of that pressure off of Beef and Boss to have to carry. And I think it's important, when a sub can step in and do that, to recognize that. So my week 3 player of the week was Liam. Congrats, bro.
Hey, man. Stats don't lie. 2nd place in shooting percentage.
Yeah, with 3 shots. 2
well,
goals
so-
on 3 shots. Congratulations. Week 4 player of the week. It's going to be Boomer. I know that Boomer cares. I've talked about how much he cares about all this. He cares about all of you people, everybody in the league itself, these games. He takes a lot of it to heart. So the fact that he's made it through 4 weeks without making a change, kudos, even after taking a loss. But in this series, their backs were really against the wall, against homies like Wolf and Zach. And he was able to kind of keep his composure and not fumble the game. I think that's important. We've seen, at being a personal IRL friend of Boomer, Shade can attest, we've seen him crumble under pressure. He is not good when he is pressed. But here, this week, he kept his composure and didn't lose the game for his team. And I recognize that. So congrats, Boomer, on your birthday.
And I'm going to go ahead and move the player to watch for up here because I don't know why it's under so many things.
Oh, we put it where? Oh, it's before the predictions. That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben, who you watching out for in week 5?
I'm watching out for T. Holly, sub on Florida.
Why?
He's I've known him for a very long time. We've played Rocket League together for a very long time. And just recently, I've noticed how much he is striving to get better. And I can tell he's getting better. And he is doing great things as a sub over there in Florida. And I hope to see him surprise all of us here in the upcoming weeks. And I think he will.
That's a good point. That's absolutely massive. That Florida team is sitting 2-2 in the East Conference. So they could definitely use that win in week 5, and that may come from the sub spot. So good looking out.
All right. Now that the nepotism hour is over, we're going to go into our team spotlights.
Wait until you hear my week 5 player of the week, Shade.
Right. Our 2 teams we're highlighting on this week's episode is the Dayton Dynamite and
I'm done.
Corn.
The corn.
Who?
Alright. We're gonna go into the Dayton team. Liam's the manager. He's here. He's built a roster of Beef, Boss, and D-Fang, trying to recreate the Galaxy Magic. That's a AABC build of a team. They play in the Eastern Conference, and they have a record of 3-1. How's the panel feeling about this team?
Yeah, we'll let Liam talk about his team last because we know they're on a pedestal. But I mean, that's what more could you really want out of Dayton so far this season? They did have
One less loss.
one less loss for sure, but coming out and knocking off Alcatraz, that manager is Liam's uncle, so highly personal game. Doggo being an 8-bit forever, he's had plenty of experience with Liam, Beef, Boss, and now Defense. Like all these guys, a lot of outside of U3 interaction. It's a big victory for Dayton, and I think it poises them to potentially compete to be one of the better teams coming out of the East. We'll see right away this week with them playing Chicago, and
It's gonna be a good game.
that's going to be very telling. Well, okay, it's going to be relatively telling. From what I've heard, Akimbo is not going to be there for Chicago this week. But they still have Gardens, so I mean it's still Matizu, Gardens, and whoever their sub is. So that's still a very strong roster, and Dayton needs to take advantage of that. If they come out of week 5 sitting 4-1, having just beaten Chicago, you can make a strong argument for them being the best team in the East. Ben?
Yeah, I think that's a very solid team. Beef and Boss connection, and then D-Fang's no chump. I believe that this team will be very, very strong, especially towards the end of the season.
All right, Liam. It's your opportunity. It's the only reason you wanted to be on the podcast. Talk to us about your team.
Well, we've been scrimming a lot, and it's looking pretty nice. Now, I also must say, if we beat Chicago this week, that'll be the first 5 weeks 4-1, and the first 5 weeks we have Chicago, Death Valley, and Alcatraz, arguably the top 4 teams, top 5 teams in the league. Oh, like one of the top.
That is a pretty strong way to start the season.
There's some good teams, and if we go 4-1, pretty good.
Okay, Shade, your thoughts on Dayton?
Trash. Lots of garbage on that team. No, they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. That Beef Boss connection, whoever their third is, basically just has to be able to play some defense and be there to clean up if those two mess up. So
Very much so. That you made a great point, and it goes back to what I talked about with the sub. Really, the third or the sub, whoever's on the roster, your base job becomes to not lose the game.
Yep.
That's if you cannot make the critical mistake, you count on your 1 and 2 to do their job. All you have to do is not lose it. And so far, for the most part, D-Fane and Liam have done a great job of that. So, great point, Shade.
Thank you. That feels good to hear.
Alright, let's move on to talk about Des Moines.
It's cold. I've been going lost. Didn't have to choose.
This is managed by our buddy Terrence, who, as we said, went non-playing. Now has a roster of Ezio, Piggion, Pit Cop, and Panda. This is an SBBC build. Playing out of the West Conference, and they are presently sitting 0-4. And let's keep in mind, only one of those games did they have Piggion. So, how are you guys feeling about the Des Moines Corn as a roster, not as a team logo or name?
It's hard to separate for me. But they have my favorite player in the league, so it's very hard for me. And Pit Cop he can do his thing. He gets shook a little too easily. So if he can keep his mind right, that team, I think, will be getting some wins coming up.
Okay, Ben, what you got?
See, Ezio is just a really decent player, and I've gotten to play with Pion a little bit here and there, and he's super solid when he wants to be. I think if him and Ezio get in there and start playing together and get some chemistry going, they're going to start scaring people when they play against them. I mean, they're neither Pigeon, he's a really solid player.
Did you call him Pidgeon?
He merged them. Pidgeon. I love it.
Pigeon.
That's fantastic.
He evolves into Pidgeon Nodo, or however you want to pronounce it. All right, Liam, talk to us about the corn.
I think they definitely have a strong roster. Probably will get some wins here in the next couple of weeks. Especially if they can get the availability together, with Ezio having only 2 nights that he can play after 5 p.m. East, and Pitcop not being available those 2 nights. They're going to have to get it worked out.
Look at you with the deep insight. I have some further insight as well. Our favorite player, Pidgeon, is now on PC.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
He has been an a B tier player for us. There was consideration for A, but now that he's on PC, we've heard plenty of stories about players peaking when they make that switch. So I do think you're right, Liam. If they can nail down that availability, I think this roster stands a chance to make it into group play out of the West.
I agree.
I think there's a very defined bottom 4 in the West, and Des Moines, it's a clear opportunity for them to be able to top that and sneak into group play. But that's okay. So Liam agrees. Shade and Ben, do you think they make it into group play? Do they make the postseason?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to put it together that soon.
That's fair. We got a split panel here on them making the postseason, but either way, we will be watching because
You don't think the Apes could beat them? Like, I know
No.
the Apes are doing bad right now too, but I think they can beat them.
I don't know. The Apes have won. Well, they play tonight, and then in week 3 they got swept. They have won 1 game this season.
I think they could.
One
I think
game.
they can do it.
1 game. So
I hear you.
if they get swept tonight by Las Vegas, 1 game. I don't know. I think Baca a couple weeks back was trying to trade himself. He doesn't think he's the answer. I don't know what's happening there.
So you're putting Corn above them, Rams, and Scorchers right now?
Actually, no. I think the Shepskis are going to continue
You
to
think
kind of
Skepsies
tumble
fall?
down. Yeah. Or Yellowstone. I don't know.
Yeah, we're right there.
Yeah,
too,
we
so.
can't shoot either. So I do think there's a lot of opportunity for Corn to get up there
Well,
if they can
hold
figure
that
it
can't
out.
shoot thing. Okay, just hold on to that. We might fix it.
I don't. Okay. But yeah, that's our spotlight for this week. Much love to Dayton and Des Moines.
No, I gotta hate on them.
Yeah. Okay.
I gotta be the hater.
Much love and 25% hate here on the panel. Best of luck going forward and good luck going towards the playoffs.
Put it to
so-
50%.
No, okay, yeah. Ben says fuck him
You
too.
better.
Liam, are you hating too? Even though your team's on there?
Yeah.
Straight hater. 75% hate. Fine. Fuck Dayton and fuck Des Moines. 100% hate. Move along. Go Chicago this
Actually,
week.
no.
Yeah. No, you talk too quick.
No,
Yep.
we say not on us, not on us, but so
Nah,
be
you locked-
What's 25 and a half? That's like 12.5%.
Nah,
To be fair, my hate was coming on Corn's side because everyone loves them for some reason.
that's fine.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
25.
Okay. Final determination. The panel says go Dayton. Fuck Corn. All right. Fair enough.
For the most part, yeah. No interview. We're not going to interview Liam, I suppose.
Nah.
So, Liam, how's it feel to have Bacon as a dad?
Pretty good.
Is he?
We cooked him some pickleball today.
Yeah. Next time you guys play, you're gonna get smacked by me and my oldest. So
That is not true.
I watched a
You
few
better learn the
videos.
rules
Don't worry
before
about
you
it.
play.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shade
that-
watched the
that's
YouTube. He's about to peek.
Yeah, you guys are done.
Nah, it
I'm
will be
gonna
a
flip
good
reset
game,
on
though.
you.
Good game.
But
No.
all right. Well, glad you have a good father. He's been a great friend to me as well. So
Oh.
we'll move on into trades and signings.
Nope.
That's what it says right here.
Why? Well,
What's this?
we have standings.
You have standings now?
Yeah, we're going to talk about standings. Because I told everybody that we'd make Pitch do it the next time we were on here, but he's sick today. He's not feeling good. So I'm going to run through the standings just super quick.
Oh, okay. We're gonna do standings real quick.
yeah.
Then.
This is updated through week 3, people. I'll try to pick and choose off of what's happening in week 4. Out of the East, we got Chicago sitting at 4-0. They are on top. Atlantic City and Dayton are both 3-1. Jacksonville is not 3-1. They're 2-2. Xenia's 3-1 though. Detroit, what did they do this week? Oh, they play tonight. They're going to be 2-2, but are presently 2-1. London 2-2. Florida 2-2. Long Island 1-3. Philly 1-3. Yes, 1-3. And the Tide 2-2. That's in the East. The West Conference is still topped by Death Valley, sitting at 4-0. The Alcatraz are 3-1. Mexico City's 3-1. Las Vegas is still to play, but they're 2-1. Monterey fall to 1-3. Yellowstone 1-3. The Shepskis 1-3. Phoenix won this week, so they are 2-2. Fayetteville sitting 0-4. The Corn 0-4. The Apes 0-3 because they played tonight. So there's your standings. Not super structured. We'll get there. That's Pitch's job. But moving on to what Shade said before.
Yeah, to the trades and signings bit.
It's time for Trades and Signings, where we bring you all the roster shakeups and player acquisitions that are reshaping the U3 landscape.
So far, I don't know what weeks these happened. It doesn't say. But we had Phoenix trade Patty and a Season 7 second-round pick that they got from Mexico City to Fayetteville for Kells. Then Phoenix dropped Lennox and picked up Vice.
Yep.
Okay. We talked about this a little earlier. Terrence for the Corn stopped being a playing manager and they signed Pidgeon or Pigeon, however you want.
Pidgeon.
Or what'd you say? Pidgeon? Yeah, Pidgeon.
Pidgeon.
We had Florida drop Corbs and sign Mitzi. And then our guy here, Ben, decided to step down as manager, and Zony Claw took that over. Ben, what made you want to step down?
You know, man, life happens. I got stuff going on. I got to quit. I got to delete the game.
Sure.
I'm done for.
Gotta delete the game. Well, then, I guess the future thing that's happening, it technically won't be happened until this is released. Tide are trading Ben to Yellowstone for Arthur.
Back,
So welcome
baby.
to the squad, Ben.
I'm back, baby. We're here.
You reinstall that game, bro.
I'm reinstalled. We're good to go.
Yeah, everybody in the league's been talking about Ben stepping away from Rocket League. Man, this dude stepped away for 3.5 minutes. The amount of time that it took Zony Claw to message me back. This is a business decision. I very much enjoy Arthur as
He's awesome.
a guy. But again, me, Shade, and Koala are equivalent to 105 years old. When we take an S tier, there's certain results that we want to come from that. And looking at the 3 for 35 shooting that Liam pointed out earlier for Arthur, it just it can't be enough. Especially when there's not other glaring weaknesses I could point to. So when Ben stepped down from manager, yeah, it was a kind of a quick DM. I have to be honest. Ben he's a new homie, but a homie nonetheless. Will play other games with us. We're going to be with him in Texas, and on the Rocket League pitch, he's a dog. He's not that overwhelming carry, and we don't necessarily need that. We need him to fit into our rotation and be able to do his job within that. As long as he brings a higher shooting percentage to the table, it's a dub of a trade. So
9%.
what? That's what Arthur is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
that
know, just
happens.
dogging on my boy like that.
yeah, I love Arthur. He's a great guy. He's great at the game, but yeah, the shots just aren't falling for him. And I like playing with Ben, so I wasn't mad about it.
That is another part of it. The like Arthur's availability is good. I think Ben's is a little bit better. I work weird hours, like when we were talking about Ezio's. I work overnight, so having Ben be able to hop on with Shade and Koala to do a 7 p.m. scrim, even though I just clocked into work, my team's going to be able to build better chemistry around somebody like Ben, who's highly available to 8-bit. Easy
And
decision.
hopefully responds fast.
I don't care about all that.
Well, now you have officially a all 8-bit team because Ben and Linux are the Bama branch of 8-bit. You know,
They are. They represent our Southern Division, our deep Southern Division.
Okay.
And yeah, sure,
Mute-
yeah.
Mute it.
But that's what he brings to the table, and it's nothing but love. I do feel bad, Arthur's a great guy. I've loved being in VC with him, but it's Ben. I'm sorry. If you go all the way back and carbon copy the reasons why I traded Mythic for
Louis.
Anomaly.
Anomaly. That's what it was.
That's what it is. There was no issue really with Mythic. It's just I wanted Anomaly. It's a guy I'm familiar with. I'm more familiar with Ben.
Speaking of Mythic, he just left our Discord.
He did. Man, fuck you, Mythic. But, it's all comfortability. Arthur's a great guy, and I hope he pans out well for Tuscaloosa.
I think he'll turn it around. Arthur's a cool guy. He'll get it figured out. So
For sure.
This of us needs. Couch and DK aren't bad by any means, but they do need more of a hard carry. Not saying that they need a hard carry, but somebody who's more aggressive.
I was about
think is who they need.
to say, maybe you're using the wrong word there. Not that hard carry, but it's that takeover ability.
Yeah.
Go out there and just fully run the solo play. I've seen you're looking for that pass. It might be a flashy pass, but you're looking for it. And all you need is DK or Couch to finish it. And we've joked around a whole lot in VC about Couch not being able to finish your passes. Well,
yeah,
Arthur, all he's got to do is finish his own shit. If he fixes his shooting percentage, the Tide stay competitive, 100%.
Mhm.
So, yeah, good things for both teams. We'll see how it shakes out.
on to everyone's favorite podcast predictions for Week 5. We got the game of the week going to Florida versus Mexico City. And it looks like we got a sweep for game of the week with Aztecas taking our picks.
This was a little weird. Pitch picked this for game of the week. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-0 sweep in game, as it is a a desk sweep here. I think our game of the week is the next one we're about to talk about.
Yeah, me too.
More excited to see
I
that
could
one.
agree with that.
Pitch sold.
That's just a notable game, though. So our first notable game is Chicago versus Dayton, and a lot of us are going Dayton, like myself. I go Dayton.
Yep, me and Pitch also went Dayton. I don't know if Pitch has the Akimbo knowledge, but I exclusively picked Dayton here because no Akimbo. If Kimbo's in there, I'm picking Chicago. But yeah, we both went Dayton.
and I went Chicago because I had to be against everybody else, mix it up a little bit.
Hey,
There's a chance.
Um,
I
He
think
he
Chicago-
did say he hated everybody we just talked about, so he hates Dayton.
that's true. Fuck Dayton.
Matizu might pop off and show us something we hadn't seen yet. I believe.
Here, I went for us. It's my team. Also with the Kimbo knowledge, I think they just won't be able to keep up with the Beef and Boss.
Fair enough. We'll see it play out.
The next notable game would be our Yellowstone Wolfpack versus Phoenix. I gotta go with us. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about it. Hopefully, the changes we made make this a W.
Yeah, Pitch making this one a notable. This felt weird too. It's like a Thursday night football game. Yeah.
That's not the same thing, homie.
Like, hey, but I appreciate it, Pitch. We're gonna live up to it. But Pitch, I don't know if Pitch knows that we're acquiring Ben.
I don't think it would change his mind here, though.
Probably not. Oh no, not as far as the pick, but as far as making it a notable. Like, had he known that, sure, make it a notable. This is, you get the 8-bit guys and Ben. Like, what's that going to look like? I'm naturally taking Yellowstone. I believe in Ben. I believe in us. I don't think Phoenix has enough to keep up. And Pitch disagreed, and he's taking Phoenix because he's a shitter on the shitter.
Yeah, everybody get mad at him and put in general hashtag believe in Ben.
Wait, no, don't. Oh, wait, no. This will be out tomorrow. It's fine. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Hashtag believe in Ben.
You panicked.
I did. Yeah, hashtag believe in Ben. Hit him up in general with that. Ben, who you taking?
I'm taking Yellowstone, but first off, fuck you, bitch. Even though you didn't know, about the trade. Yeah, I think we're gonna pull it together right here and play my heart out.
Yes, sir. Liam?
Here I had Yellowstone going. I think it'll be a good game. Phoenix got the team of friends. That chemistry must be there, but I think I got confidence in my dad.
Just him, huh?
Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome. Maybe Ben, but only 25%.
Okay. Dayton gets swept. Shane has changed his pick to Dayton gets swept.
Yeah, I still bet on you guys.
Just
You
kidding.
gotta have the faith in your Uncle Shade and Uncle Koala, bro.
Nah. Never.
Fuck him, apparently.
Alcatraz versus London. We're going to the AA meeting as a panel. So
Yeah.
Alcatraz, do your thing.
Like London have talent, but they're inconsistent. I'm picking Doggo until they lose. So there you are.
I mean, they did lose, but okay.
They did lose.
I'm picking them until they lose again because they won after that loss.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't
Did you
picking
pick them
Atlantic.
last week?
Actually, I think I did.
Yeah, you did. So you need to change yours now. You gotta go with London for this week. Sorry.
I ain't doing it.
Them's the rules.
You know what? Fuck it. Fine. No, fuck you.
No,
Fuck.
we already went to the AA meeting. We're already on the list.
Okay. I'm getting the coin.
We got the Chargers versus Long Island. I went with Detroit, and you're gonna hear a lot of the same here.
Oh yeah, it's another sweep for us here. Again, at full strength, I think Detroit's exceedingly strong, and I don't know if Long Island are going to have it in Week 5. So Detroit. Same with pitch. Benjamin.
Yeah, Long Island. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about them at this point. It's all over the place. I think the Chargers come out pretty strong though. They're proving themselves.
That's fair.
I took Detroit here just because I know Dinks is a beast. I know how Conceptor plays, and Wild Boy is a great filler for those two. But Long Island has been weird recently, but I think if Long Island is at full warmed up, playing actual good that day, they could have a chance. But I just don't know.
Next game is Tide versus Reapers, and I mean, as a panel, we are just together, lock and step with Death Valley on this one.
Yeah. Arthur very much will be able to challenge anything Code's going to do. But skill-wise across the board, you got to pick Death Valley. And so did Pitch.
Yeah, pitch and obviously I said it was a sweep, so everybody did. But do you guys have any other reasons besides what Bacon just said? You're allowed to say no to that.
Well, here I think Arthur with DK and Sofa, it's fresh. They're not going to have that chemistry that you want, especially against a arguably number one team, Death Valley. So yeah, Death Valley probably will sweep, honestly.
I
Ben,
think it'll be a sweep too.
Yeah, Ben, you going to talk to us about your old team?
Golly, man. I really hope the Tide proves all of us wrong and wins for some crazy
No,
reason.
you don't. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I do.
Actually, yeah, Ben's with us in the West now, so he really hopes Death Valley takes an L here.
It's got to be hard for Ben to see the game and be like, well, Death Valley is the clear favorite.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I always say, like those guys are all good. Every single one of them. I just don't know if they'll be ready. You got the daggone red guy demos, Code, Max, and if Arthur locks up Code, then they'll get closer to that dub. But I don't think like Stewie's in good rotation at all times. He's ready for the shot. He's ready for a pass, and red guy is going to kill you.
Yeah.
And
If Tide takes a game or two, I'll be impressed. So
Absolutely.
I think they get at least one. I believe.
I'll be impressed if they score one goal.
That's
Damn.
crazy. No, Couch is a wild card. He's going to pull something out of his rear end.
yeah, as long as there's not an open goal, Couch has got it.
Yeah, 100%. Kind of the way I've seen Couch play lately, like when you're talking Red Guy and Stewie versus Couch and DK, the gap's not as far as people would initially think on that. Couch is really warming up. He took a long break from Rocket League before joining us this season. He's really hitting his stride, and DK is now back from vacation, so I clearly yes, Red Guy is probably above all of them, but in terms of those two, if Arthur can lock down Code, that game becomes very interesting. Can Couch or DK create? Can they finish off of what Arthur does? It'll be interesting. I'm hoping for a great series.
As long as nobody passes Couch the ball, Couch can score. Off of just some random bullshit that wasn't meant to happen, he can score it. Just don't pass it to him.
This is the point y'all let Couch know in general or banter. Don't pass the Couch.
We got Atlantic City going against Fayetteville this week as well, and I went with Atlantic City. I mean, just watching them play, that's a tough team to beat.
Raging Zach and Wolf, them's my boys. Love them, and they're going to get it done here against Fayetteville. Pitch disagrees. Pitch is leaning hard on the Girds and Patty combo, and he's going with Fayetteville.
I got the Aces over this. I think they've been together longer. I think they're going to pull it out.
Liam?
I went with Rams here. I do agree with Pitch because, I mean, they looked exceedingly good with no Girds. Girds is one of those leading players on that team. Adding him, they could possibly be dangerous. I had them taking it over Aces here.
Maybe they're just better without him.
Maybe
Maybe they
Casey's
get
the
worse
answer.
with him.
Sure.
We got Philly going against Jacksonville. I'm going with Philly. And of course, Pitch is following with that.
Of course. This was kind of a tough one. I think this game could go either way. It's just a matter of who's going to show up on the day, really. We've seen good Philly, we've seen bad Philly, and we say the exact same thing about Jacksonville. I think Philly will take it on whatever day this game happens.
Yeah, I went with Jacksonville just because he picked against us. Against Philly.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. It's kind of a toss-up, so I get it.
Yeah.
Here, I took Jacksonville. I have faith in my former player Nels and Scythe adding to that with Rush. I think they'll be able to take it out on Pitcher's team. Philly, really off.
We got Xenia versus the Corn, and I'm going with CBC Smurfy here.
CBC 3-0. Pitch agrees.
Pitch agrees with the 3-0.
Record wise, Corn, nah. CBC, yeah.
I went with Xenia. I don't think Corn will be fully ready for the strong team yet. So, yeah.
I'm not winning this week will hurt them in that playoff push that you guys thought they'd do.
It's true, but this and I said the 3-0 kind of quick. I already forgot about the Pidgeon addition. But we're due for a Corn game where they don't have Ezio. That's probably going to end up coming at some point and screw up what I talked about with playoffs. But I hope they can make it a series, and I hope they can take it from CBC. But strength-wise, CBC's tough.
Especially with underdog, flippers heading all over the field. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay, we've talked about subs enough.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about them more.
It's Shade and Underdog and Liam and T. Holly had just one bar.
What about the super sub I'm hearing about? The super sub Skull.
Skull. Yeah, okay. Slim Weenie.
Let's just
Chris.
all agree that managers are a bunch of trash.
Managers are trash. M. Leon. Yeah. Bola. Speedy Duck. Or Zony Claw now. And Speedy Duck.
Sixy.
Wait, now he's in free agency. Why you got to bring that up, bro?
Oh,
damn.
Ben cut him. Or traded. Yeah, no. What did Ben do?
Traded him.
Ben cut him.
Oh, Lord. Move on.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it.
Let's not talk about it. What's our next game?
Shevsky's versus the Apes. I went with the San Francisco Apes.
I've challenged Nate Dogg and Kegs to step up. They did it once. I need them to do it again to prove it. So until that happens, And I think Baca and Stem are going to be a little bit too much for them, so I got the Apes as well. Pitch also has the Apes.
Last time I was on the podcast, I voted for them to win, and they did it. They came out, and they showed up. I'm doing it again. I got them.
Huh?
I got Alaska winning.
Ben is their magic bean, apparently.
I don't remember who I took.
Alaska.
I think Nate Dogg and KX will be able to pull it together with two bagels, and San Francisco just being inconsistent with everybody showing up and all that. So yeah, I got Shepsky's taking it.
Okay.
We move on to Vegas versus my Sleepy Sharks, who I pick in this for the upset.
I am 100% here for the upset, but everything I've seen out of Monterey so far, I don't know that they have anybody on there that can stop Akaza. So I've got Las Vegas. And so does Pitch.
And I also had the Las Vegas Akazas.
Here I took the Las Vegas Akazas because Monterey, I don't know, they just haven't really seemed as good as they were last season. So yeah, Akaza is gonna win.
And that's Week 5 predictions.
That is Week 5 predictions. We'll go ahead and touch on how everybody's doing from Week 4 thus far. We are still waiting on 2 games, Detroit and Yellowstone, and Las Vegas and San Fran. Those games will happen, well, when you all listen to this, they happened last night in the reverse order. But before those games, me, Shade, and Jay are all sitting at 5 wins on the week, and Pitch is sitting at 6. Overall, not counting those, Pitch is still on top by a fair amount. He's at 24 wins, not counting week 4. And Shade is at 21. Jay's at 20. I'm at 19. Ben, in his first appearance in picks, was not able to overtake Doggo for our best guest picker. But we'll see if he does it for week 5. Who knows?
We'll see if Liam passes him.
Or Liam, yeah. God, we got so many guest pickers. As far as Rocket League news, it's kind of dead, following G2's dominance over the world in London.
When's it back?
Well, we've got August. August, we've got the Esports World Cup. That's what's happening out in Saudi Arabia. Some teams confirming for that. Not a lot of high talent coming from EU, but some of the better teams from NA are going, so that'll be interesting to see. It's just going to be kind of a tune-up for some teams leading into Worlds. Speaking of Worlds, as far as I know, he still hasn't corrected me. Baca still has rooms. No tickets. No fucking tickets. But he's got rooms. If you got a ticket and you're still looking for a place to stay, reach out to him, or you can add him in 8-bit, you can add him in U3, whatever you want to do. Hammer that down. I believe Shade's got the info. He's only charging $200 a room for the week.
Something like that. That's what I've been hearing.
Something like that. I mean, who knows? As we get closer, maybe he raises that price. Get wrecked, nerds. But yes, that's coming.
Everybody at Boomer for me and tell him to make more 8-bit shirts for me. He said he was doing it, and then he stopped. Get your world shirts if you're going. There's hats and all that on there. Buy things. We're not making any money off this stuff.
Buy all the things. We are making no money. In non-Rocket League news, any of you that listen, if you are going to be playing the new NCAA football game, let us know. Let us know what you're going to be playing on. We've got a small community of people that we know are playing, going to be building up, doing an online dynasty. If you're ready to commit to something like that and at least be available to play your games, reach out. We'll get you set up with the people playing on your same console and get those games in.
Also, reach out to Smurfy if you play, was it Apex?
Yes.
Yeah.
What it is? He has a Apex League he's trying to get going. So, reach out to him. Get in that if you enjoy playing Apex.
Absolutely.
And if you don't play, he's looking for managers of teams too. So
absolutely. There'll be a link down below wherever you're listening to this to his Discord that he's doing for that. So, yeah, if you're into Apex, be sure to check that out and reach out to him. I think that's
it. I think that's it.
Ben, we appreciate you stepping up and covering for Pitch here with his last-minute sickness. Hope he's feeling better. But appreciate you taking charge again for us.
Seems like he's always sick or got something going on.
Hey, man, that's that Philly water. I'll tell you. And Liam, glad to finally have gotten you on the podcast here. Was it everything you wanted and more?
Yes.
Absolutely. Great. And Liam, so I really don't want, like I always hit everybody with a fuck you DK, right? And I really don't want you to lead with that. But is there anybody in the league that you just want to say screw you to?
Wait, I need to think about this for a second. Ask Ben.
Well, Ben already said it. Ben done fuck you to Pitch. He done did it. And there's one obvious answer. It's your hard carry in tournaments.
Oh, no.
Screw you, Lemon. I just want to hear it.
No, I like Lemon. No.
You say it to people you like too.
You can. Yeah, I love DK. Don't DK's a homie. It's just
like when I say "fuck you, Defane," it's because I love him.
Yeah, but except for in the month of February, it's fuck Defane.
Well,
I love
that is
Defane.
crazy.
I love Defane. Shut up. Who you hating on, Liam?
Pitch.
Wow, piggyback off Ben. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Ben, man. He didn't show up. So
Got him. Well, until next time.
Deuces.
Bye.
bro, it's not my fault. My dad keeps the fan on 24 million
No, but
years
it
a
is
day.
your fault that you laid your face right in front of it. It's a
I didn't.
6-inch fan.
I'm at the day. I'm at the window.
Don't be at the window. Lay at the foot of the bed.
Dude, why is your fan still going on? I unplugged it.
Don't unplug my shit. And it's a
You,
yeah. Bring me my fan, motherfucker.
you didn't want to hear it.
Bring me my fan.